Fat Step Dave Campbell's Texas football back here at the South Plains Coaches Clinic in beautiful Lubbock, Texas. A little chilly Lubbock, Texas. We are here with the head coach of the Estacado Matadors, Coach Joe Cluley. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys do a ton for high school football, and always a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Everybody but Tepper, right?
Well, obviously.
Tepper hates your team, right?
He always picking us last, or picked Greenwood to beat us, picked Graham to beat us. You know, one of those deals. He just doesn't like us, man.
God doesn't like. He doesn't know football, does he?
No, he doesn't really. You know, I think he leans on everybody else at Dave Campbell's.
All right, Coach. Look, this clinic. I mean, Mr. Robbins and Coach Garfield have done a great job getting a good speaker list here. When you come to a clinic like this, first off, how nice is it to have this in your backyard? And then when you come to a clinic like this, is there? You being a defensive guy by nature, do you try to go listen to the offensive guys talk, or do you want to hear what the defenses are doing to try to learn something new?
You know, first off, having the clinic here is unbelievable because, especially in West Texas, we don't get a lot of those opportunities. Last year, it kind of brought it back from when it was here in the early 90s, I think. And it's just such an awesome deal to have it in Lubbock, where we're right here, and so many people can be here, and guys that you coach with and coach against, and all that. So it's been an awesome deal. It's an unbelievable speaker lineup. It really is.
A lot of wins in that group, isn't there?
There's a ton of wins, a ton of championships. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm listening to these guys talk that have been head coaches for a really long time at really good programs, and you just learn so much from them just from taking the notes down. And so I'm really excited to get back in there and learn some more. But in terms of I forgot your second question.
Your preference. Do you like to go listen to the offensive guys talk,
yeah.
or because you're a defensive guy, do you want to hear what they're trying to do to beat you guys?
Yeah. So like me and my DC were sitting in there and we were talking, and I was highlighting the guys that are talking that we're going to potentially play against. Mm-hmm. We for sure want to be in those talks, but I do like to go listen to the offensive talk. I really do. I want to see what they're doing, and then I want to see defensively if people are doing things that we feel like that we can add and incorporate into our stuff. We feel like we do a good job defensively, but it's always a learning process. It's always one of those things that if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. The same thing you tell the kids all the time. You know, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And this is our opportunity to get better because we're not in off-season lifting weights. We're trying to get those. This is like our weightlifting. We're in here trying to get the meat and the bones and that type of stuff.
The mental weightlifting, right?
That's right. All mental. That's right. Yes, sir.
Now, those offensive guys, man, they think they know everything, right?
Of course they do. You know, it's an offensive game. They've got all the rules tailored to the offense. Got these high-scoring games. I want a 3-2 game. That's what I want.
Is that your perfect game?
That's the perfect game, 3-2.
All right, now during the season, by the way, you guys had a great year last year. You go 13-1, is that right? 12-1. Okay, you go 12.
We'll take the 13, but it's
12-1, and you guys get to deep in the playoffs again. You're kind of. I guess now it's if you don't get to the third round, you had a bad year, right? You're setting the bar pretty high, Coach.
That was our goal. You know, when me and Coach Shavers came in, we got into the second round a couple of years. When I took over, that was our what do we have to do? And so we got into the third round last year, got to it again this year. We feel like we've been really successful. But now it's what do you have to do to get past the third round? And we're going to visit some schools actually here in the next couple of weeks that have done that with our same type of kids and our same type of environment. And teams like Waco La Vega and teams like that, we're going to go visit them and talk to their coaching staff and try and see what are we missing and what can we add into our kids, whether it's a workout or the mental part of it or whatever it is, and see what they're doing that we're not, because we want to take that next step. And
the fan base I know is hungry. There's one fan that's real hungry. Let me find Courtney Cluley. She is the number one fan of the Estacado Matadors, and she lets Tepper and I hear it pretty much every week when we don't name you or one of your kids Coach of the Week. Now I would love to name you Coach of the Week every week, but I got to spread the love a little bit. So man, she's tough, Coach.
She's tough. There's no doubt. You know, Courtney, first off, love her to death. Valentine's Day, you know, is of course typical coach's wife. I'm here, and we're not going on the date. We're not doing that. So like I'm here doing football, and she loves it. And she is as bought in as any coach's wife has ever been. She loves our kids. She celebrates birthdays with them and things like that. She has our 2 little girls involved, but she's very biased. Yeah. She thinks that I'm the best.
She's a little biased.
She's very biased. She thinks that our kids are the best kids ever, and you can't tell her any different. And so I'm
not going to tell her any different.
No, I wouldn't either, because I'm telling you, if we don't play up to her standard, then I hear about it, and I got to go get better. And so she has her expectations. She expects everyone to rise to those expectations.
The funny thing is, Tepper and I, when we want to get the real story, we don't talk to the coaches. We always go to the coach, because the coaches' wives are always the most honest. So you're telling me if you guys have a bad game, she'll be like, Joe, we we didn't play well tonight.
Yeah, if we come off the field and we gave up 35, we might have won 65-35. But the question is why did we give up 35 points? And if we win 14-0, it's why didn't we score more? You know, you got to answer that. You got to answer the bell.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Coach. Final question. We look ahead to 2020, and obviously, like I said, you guys have set the bar high. Tough non-district schedule. You guys are scheduling a bunch of patsies. It looks like this year. I mean, it's real. You got a tough non-district schedule. When you look at your team for 2020, you know you're gonna have strengths and weaknesses. What are some areas that you want to see your team grow up in this offseason? What are the position groups that you want to see some young kids step up and fill those roles?
Right. So we lose 9 starters on defense. That was obviously we were really good defensively last year. We feel like we're D-line and our secondary are big concerns right now. We always have good athletes at Estacado, and so we feel like our secondary, if we can get them pointed in the right direction and learn the scheme, we feel like we're going to be good. The O-line, D-line is where you get concerned when you lose a bunch. We lost 4 of our starting offensive linemen as well. We're bringing back all basically new guys on the D-line. I think we have 1 senior defensive lineman, and everybody else on the O-line and D-line are going to be juniors and sophomores. And so that's the group, and we talked about it last year too, and they stepped up and answered the bell, but we talked about the same thing, is that we got to see those guys step up and do it. And we think we have the kids, the talent. They're working extremely hard, but they haven't done it, at least most of them, under the Friday night lights. And so that's where we're most concerned, but also feel like it could be our biggest growth as well.
Final question for you. Realignment came and went. Were there any big surprises in your district? Did it kind of go as you expected? And looking ahead to your district, what are the challenges those teams are going to present to you guys?
I was, I guess, slightly surprised Seminole was in there. We kind of thought Snyder might be with us and Seminole with that other group. But we knew Dalhart was obviously going to drop out. The challenges is that everyone in our district's getting better. You know, you got Coach Coursey over at Perryton. They've got a really good young group. Coach Tolliver at Borger, they got a really good young group. They weren't as successful last year, but last year's over. And we're losing a whole bunch. Of course, Coach Palmer over at Seminole, they always got good kids that play really hard. They run kind of a unique offense. And then you have, Coach Carell at Leveland who gave us a battle for 3 quarters last year until we kind of pulled away, and they do a great job and have a great scheme. And so I think everyone is getting better and better, and we just got to continue to match that.
Coach, appreciate your time. Congrats on a great 2019, and good luck in 2020.
Thanks, sure appreciate it, man. Thank you. Coach.